Wow, it's been a long 3 months journey for me. I am happy to be back on USA soil. Thank God. Like, look at God. But anyways, before we get into this video, make sure you guys get your cups from Touch of Craft. It keeps the drinks very cold, so I know a lot of truckers will love this because your drinks probably go so hot driving on the road all day long.
How your Bluetooth works. You just turn your music on, you connect it to your phone, and it gets about this loud.
I would like to send a special thanks to the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for helping me get back to USA, and also a big thanks to Porno X because he helped jumpstart my news article on Fox. So, and also, most importantly, my mother, because it wasn't for her, a strong mother, a strong black mother like mine, I would still be there. And I can't forget my lawyer, Rada Sterling, was detained in Dubai. She actually helped assist me with my case while I was detained in Dubai for 3 months for shouting. That's ridiculous. Rada works on similar cases like mine where travelers come to Dubai for vacation and rent a car and they get extorted for money. This was my second time back in Dubai, and I don't even know why I went back to Dubai. I had to be tripping or something. So when I went back to Dubai, I thought about starting my own trucking company there, and I thought it would be a good move for me because I think a lot of people in Dubai have their own business. I thought it would be very lucrative. This is the story of how I went to jail not once, but twice in Dubai. The first time I went to jail, so I was the passenger of a rental car. My friend was driving. We were involved in a minor fender bender. The police was called on scene, and my friend did not have the physical license on hand. Physical copy. In Dubai, you need to have your physical copy license on you, because if you don't, you're gonna go to jail. So in Dubai, whenever you're involved in an accident, everybody in that car goes to jail. So it's best to just run. I mean, just run as fast as you can. Don't even stick around, because things get crazy. We were both taken to jail in the back of the police car. I'm like, what is going on? This has to be a joke, because I'm in a jail cell, and at that point, I'm like reminiscing. I'm like, what just happened? Like, it felt like a movie scene to me. And then after that, they started asking me, where are you from? I'm like, USA. And then they said, oh, USA? I'm like, yeah. They said, oh, okay, where were you going? Like, I said, I was just trying to go home and, and grab food and eat and go home and go to sleep. And like this. So I told the officer, I'm going to call my U.S. embassy because you guys holding me wrongfully is not right. And they were trying to like just put certain charges on you that just because they know if you're a U.S. citizen, you're obviously going to pay money to get out. And that's what they do there. A lot of people don't know about that, but that's Dubai for you. I'm in the jail cell. All the local police officers, they all crowd around in a big circle, like 10 of them, and they start speaking their language. And I'm thinking, what are they saying to me? Like, what? Then one of the female guards walked over to me. She told me, she said, take off your necklace, take off your clothes, start getting undressed. You're about to get 5 years. I said, what? I said, no, I'm not taking off anything. I said, no, I'm not taking off anything because I didn't do anything. The good thing is I got released from jail, but unfortunately, my friend had to spend some time in jail. Once I got released from jail, the police handed me over a bag. And inside of that bag, I thought that my wallet and passport would be in there. The bag only contained my friend's items and some cash. So I told the officer, hey, where's all my stuff at? They said, oh, it could be inside of the car. I said, where's the car at? They said, the car's in the impound. I said, the car's in the impound? They said, yes. I said, so how do I get my stuff? I said, don't worry, bring a release form and we'll give you all your items. I said, a release form? I said, how do I get a release form? They said, go to the rental car agency where the car was rented from. I said, okay, can you call? I don't have a phone. They said, yes. So they called the rental car agency, and the rental car agency said that I can come down to the agency and get my belongings. I'm like, okay, cool. This is really good, by the way. So I arrived at the rental car agency and I spoke with the clerk at the front desk. The clerk at the front desk already knew why I was there. So I didn't really have to explain too much. They said, oh, you're the person who was in the rental car accident. I said, yes, I was the passenger. I said, oh, you're for your release form. I said, yes, I am. They said, okay, have a seat. So they had me sit there for 1 hour straight. I'm like, wow, this is a long time. So after sitting there for an hour, I get called back into a room. And so in a very aggressive tone, the rental guy told me, look, we will give you back your stuff, but you need to pay us $5,000. At that point, I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to call the U.S. Embassy on you and let them know that you guys are running an illegal business. You guys are holding my passport, my wallet, and my cell phone. And by law, you can't hold my passport because that's USA property. You're not allowed to do that. And then I told the man, I said, how am I going to survive without nothing? I don't have anything. I don't even have money to buy food. My hotel's going to expire soon. And he told me, he said, I don't know what you're going to do. Go and figure it out. He said, do you have family? Call your family members. I was like, I don't have a cell phone to call them. I'm like, can I please have my belongings? And he was like, no. I was like, wow. So I walked out sad and, you know, he got loud with me. And I got loud back with him.
Always running y'all's motherfucking mouth. Get your ass over here.
So I walked outside and I was so sad and upset, and he follows me outside and he said, hey, you see the camera? You see the camera? I'm going to call the police on you. And I said, call the police. I'm going to call the U.S. Embassy on you. Just forget. I said, you know what? Go and call the police. Call them. And so I walk away in tears, and then there's this guy, another person who rented a car, that he was like, did they take your money too? I'm like, yes, they took everything from me. He said, don't worry, we're gonna get that back. So that guy tells the guy that I was arguing with, he was like, hey, you can't do this to this young lady. You took her money. You can't do that. And then after that, I walked away and I was like, wow, this is sad. Like, oh man.
So she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
The next day, I go down to the U.S. Embassy and I speak with a clerk there at the U.S. Embassy, and I let them know that I was the passenger of a minor accident and all my belongings was left behind in the car and I was taken to jail. And I went down to the rental car agency to go retrieve my items, and they told me I had to pay $5,000. So the U.S. Embassy lady told me that does not sound right. And I said, what are my options? What can I do? Because I don't have my passport, my wallet, and my cell phone. I don't have any funds because all of my belongings was left in the car. And I don't know what to do. Can you help me? So the U.S. Embassy gives me a list of lawyers and says, here are some lawyers on this list. You can call them and they can probably help you. And I'm like, what? So what was the point of the U.S. Embassy if they can't help me in such a small case? So the U.S. Embassy, the lady that works there, she goes, unfortunately this happens, quite often. A lot of U.S. citizens come to Dubai and, they get into like little incidents, and, this is the person that can help you, these lawyers. I'm like, I forgot to tell you guys this. Normally when you're traveling, always have a list of emergency contacts that people can contact in case something happens to you when you're traveling. So if you register with the U.S. Embassy, it's like a form that you fill out so they know, like, in case a disaster happens, they know to come and find you so that you're not just stuck there, So anyways, they called my mom and I told my mom what was happening. So I told my mother what happened and I told her that I was the passenger of a rental car accident and all my belongings was inside of the car. I went down to the rental car agency to go retrieve my items, and they told me I had to pay $5,000 to get my stuff back. So me and the guy at the rental car firm got into a shouting match. My mother sent me some funds so that I was able to go buy a new phone. So that's kind of how things worked out for me. And I also reordered my credit cards and debit cards, and I was good to go. Not only did I get arrested for being the passenger of a minor fender bender incident, I was also arrested for shouting too. So this is actually how I got arrested, for shouting. Yes, I know. So anyways, I went down to the police station to check on my friend who was arrested. The police told me that my friend had been deported and sent back to their home country, and they could never enter Dubai again, and they are banned from entering Dubai ever again. They cannot come back. Then the police asked me for my passport. I'm like, why are they asking me for my passport? I don't even have my passport. So I told the police, I don't even have my passport. They said, well, where is it? I said, so I explained to the police that the rental car agency had took my passport, wallet, and cell phone. They're holding all my stuff hostage, and I don't have that. And then he said, well, are you Tierra Allen? And I was like, yes, it's me. Then he said, well, you're under arrest. I was like, what did I do? I said, what? For what? They said, for shouting. Huh? I said, shouting? They said, yes, you were shouting. Then I said, is this a joke or something? Then he said, put your hands behind your back, because you're about to go to jail. And I'm like, oh my goodness. At that point, I got arrested, and my mother hasn't heard anything from me all day. So my mom started looking into ways to get me out. She got in contact with the U.S. Embassy. My mother also found a lawyer online. Her name is Rhoda Sterling with DETAINED in Dubai. She helps other people who travel abroad in situations. So my lawyer, Rhoda Sterling, said normally in cases like this, if you pay them the money, they figure if you can pay them $5K, you're able to pay $10K. And they're not going to drop the shouting case.
If you don't pay, you're going to jail.
So my lawyer said she had a case with a young man who rented a car in Dubai, who got into an accident as well, and they took his passport and told him to pay $20K and he can go home. So he paid the $20K and they did not close that case. He ended up going to jail. So my case became worldwide, got a lot of media attention once we went to the news with this and went public with my case. So with that being said, we were trying to bring awareness to what happens to people who travel internationally, but nobody would have expected Dubai to be a place where that would happen. Actually, it's very common for visitors to rent a car there and be scammed. Most people just pay the money. If you got $20K, people might just pay it because we want to be stuck there in Dubai for so long, going through that. I went through so much, and I got a lot of hate from social media. Old friends came out of nowhere to slander me and say like, yeah, she deserves this. They're just, so I can't fault them from that. I can only send them love and light and pray that they do better. Once my case became internationally known and got media attention, Dubai does not like that one bit. You can actually be locked up in Dubai for talking about Dubai on social media. So with that being said, Dubai actually changed their statement that I wasn't just shouting. They said that I was slandering and defaming the employee of the rental car agency. I was held captive in Dubai for 3 full months. My case was under investigation for about 4 months. No one saw this coming and nobody knew this was going to happen to me. But once my lawyers stepped in, such as Rhoda Sterling in Dubai, once the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee stepped in, and once Colonel X stepped in, that's when my case got more attention and people were very aware of what was happening. And once that happened, Dubai started moving a lot quicker for me. And things started speeding up. And, you know, I became very happy when that happened. Next, I get a call from the court. And they say, hey, you have court tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? They didn't even give me a week in advance. They said, you got court tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to work. What am I going to do? Okay, let me go ahead and get an outfit. So at court, they told me, they said, originally you were charged for shouting, but we're going to charge you for slandering and defaming. I'm like, that's interesting. A week later after court, get a load of this. A week later after court, I got a call from public prosecution. And they called me, they said, hey, and you gotta pay us 5,000 AED. And you can leave the country. So right after I got that phone call, I have to go to the police station so they can lift the travel ban for me to fly. So I went there and everything was clear. I was good to go. And I explained to the police officer, I was like, hello, my belongings, my wallet, my passport is still in the car. Is there a way I can get those things? And they said, yeah, no problem. So the police walked me through the process. And guess what? I didn't have to pay not $1 to get my belongings out of the impound. Isn't that crazy? The rental car agent was saying, you gotta pay $5K, $10K to us to get your stuff. And guess what? It was all a lie. They just wanted to extort me for money and funds. So I got myself from the airport. It was so easy. I got everything. Everything was still there. My wallet, my card, my passport was there. I was so happy. And guess what? I booked my flight that same day. And I was out of Dubai. Then I went straight to the airport and checked in for my flight. Next thing you know, I got a call from the police station saying, don't bother going to the airport. We see your flight is leaving at 2:30 p.m. Don't bother going because you're going to be wasting your time. Your travel ban is still effective. I said, no, I've already paid to have my travel ban lifted. What are you guys talking about? So I ran to the security gate as fast as I can. I said, you know what? I told myself, I said, I'm leaving Dubai. Well, they're going to have to stop me because I'm getting on this flight. These people are crazy. Then TSA security told me that I had $10,000 in overstay fines. They said either I pay the fine or go to prison or take a travel ban. I said, well, you can ban me right now because I have no desire to come back to this country. I do not want to come back to Dubai. Please ban me from the country. There was days where I couldn't even sleep because the police was going to come and get me out of the bed. Anytime I heard the door knock, I always thought it was the police. But I always had faith in God that wasn't going to happen because I have a very strong mind. Then, I ate so much. I gained like 20 pounds, but I was still looking like a snack. And to all my fellow travelers and people who are going to become a traveler, just remember, the moment you step off that flight, you could be a target. So always be aware of your surroundings and always make sure you check in with the U.S. Embassy. Not to mention, you gotta be very leery of places like Dubai because people think Dubai is a place that does not have no crime whatsoever. That is a lie. Dubai does not show the crimes that people commit in our country like the USA. Dubai keeps everything quiet and they seal everything. They don't go plaster everything online, so you're not gonna see it. Just because Dubai looks beautiful, so be aware because those laws are very dangerous. There was even a doctor who got locked up for drinking wine on the plane because when she exited that plane, it showed that she had alcohol in her system and she was taken to jail for 3 days with her daughter. So think about that. That's going to become a target. And luckily for me, I made it out of Dubai alive. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I made it out. Not a lot of people can make it out in a situation like mine. A lot of people are still in the jail in Dubai to this day because they don't know what to do. They're suffering. I would like to thank all my fans, family, and friends that supported me through this tough time. Most importantly, I would like to thank God.